All right, hey everybody, we're here with Barbara Green with Carolina Coastal Group of Northrop Realty. Thanks, Barbara, and welcome. Just want to talk to you and just ask you a few questions, get to know you a little more, okay?
Sure.
So I'm curious, what inspired you to pursue a career in real estate?
Well, I worked for 30 years for a government organization up in New York, and I was able to retire and came down to North Carolina to live at the beach.
Yeah.
And when I got here, I found I had a lot of energy and looked for what I could be passionate about. And it was always like looking at houses, looking at land, properties. So initially I bought my own house, then I bought a rental property.
Yeah.
And I'm doing short-term rentals. And then I said I could be doing this and I could be helping other people do what I've been doing.
Right.
So that's why I decided to go for my real estate license.
Awesome. And so as far as even getting you down here, what drew you to the coast of the Carolinas, of all places? Because I mean, you know, it's a long drive and I'm sure you probably were looking at other places. What drew you to the area you're in, and tell us where you do live?
So I live in Sunset Beach with my son Tom. Originally we're going to look at a couple of different states, and we have traveled to different states over the years. Mm-hmm. When COVID hit the timing of my retirement, we just came for a vacation over the winter of 2021, I think it was.
Yeah.
And loved the area. And instead of looking, we were going to look at lakes and we were going to look at the beach. We decided to go with the beach because we thought more family and friends would come visit us.
Yeah, has that proven to be
beach,
true?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have a place at the beach. Everybody knows
tomorrow.
You live there.
Others friends left 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're constantly seeing the people that we love and care
Yeah,
about.
well, that's awesome. So that's a great story there for that. And so could you maybe tell me of something that you carried over from your previous career that unexpectedly has helped you in real estate?
Well, I've always been in the field of working with people. Mm-hmm. And listening, trying to listen well to what people need and helping them find solutions to problems. And so I think when you're talking about making a big investment like real estate, people are investing a lot of their money and it's sometimes a big leap to take the jump. So I think being able to know the properties that are around, know the real estate field, what the rules are, what the legal process will look like, just having some basic information that I could share or guide them to the experts that can help them. I think my communication skills and my ability to help people troubleshoot and make things happen is a strength.
Right. So something you kind of were already kind of doing, but not in the real estate field before, right?
Right.
So is there a way that being a part of the team, Carolina Coast Group at Northrop Realty, has influenced your approach to real estate?
Absolutely. I did do real estate pre having children up in New York.
Yeah.
So I did do real estate, and I loved the company I worked for. It was a very small company. We were nurturing towards each other, but I find that through Carolina Coastal Group of Northrop Realty that we really have had your support as a leader of our team here. The education, the calls, just the information as to what's coming up in the market, what's changing, how to prepare yourself, how to do things like we're doing today, and how to have a conversation and be on the spot, and so that you can be better for the people that we serve. So I find it challenging. I find your support amazing, and I think it's a great company to work for.
Great, thanks. Outside of work, how do you like to enjoy the coast? Like, what are some things that you enjoy doing in our area?
Well, I do love going out, like to eat and seeing different restaurants. I will say that my priority always is not who's got the best food, but who's got the best view.
Yeah, okay.
Atmosphere means a lot to me. So every time we have company or anybody comes in, we make sure that we're bringing them down to the parks and the waterways and getting out and looking at the beautiful coast from a boat and looking back at the land and seeing that it really is. This area in Brunswick County, I find, is very different than a lot of other beaches that I've traveled to over the years.
So do you guys do a lot of boating then?
Yes.
Okay.
We're contemplating when or if to do that Freedom Boat Club or sooner or later we're somehow going to get out on that water. So.
Gotcha. So you like being on the water, but kind of like you're kind of investigating the options there. So
Yes.
at this point, that's awesome. Can you describe a time where you faced a challenge in real estate and the support of your team was helpful to you?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like any time that you're working with people, to do your best for them, you kind of have to check back in and have somebody like a coach, a mentor, somebody like yourself, that you could pick up the phone and just have a conversation to say, am I handling this the right way? Should I be thinking of it from a different angle? Because, to be the best at what you can do, you want to make sure that you're delivering what the families need and to stay out of the emotion sometimes of what might be happening. So I think being able to check in and kind of just make sure that I'm doing the right thing has been
Right.
very helpful. So.
Yeah. So do you have any specific examples where that's been the case then? I mean, because like I hear you saying that for sure, definitely it's kind of, and we spend a lot of time just talking back and forth just before we kind of hit anything on. But sometimes, we hit walls as real estate agents and we have to call somebody. I mean, even this week with somebody, I'm calling Craig Northrup to say, hey, how would you handle this situation? So, definitely we see that a lot, but I didn't know if you had any specific experiences, and he may not, but just.
Yeah, no, I do. I just kind of, I think for some people it's personal, do you know what I mean? And I kind of don't want to make it as because there are things sometimes with a family that you're working with, or it might be even another realtor, that there's been some frustration sometimes that you're just trying to kind of break through and still at the end have that relationship.
And still keep a positive flow at the end. That's right. No, absolutely.
And that's one of the things that I learned from you is just keep bringing it back to that you're there to support them, even though this is difficult, the stuff that they're going through, and keep bringing them back to what do you need me to do, and that I am here to support you, and I'm here to listen, and I'm here.
That's right.
And I think it was very helpful. So.
Yeah, good deal. What's maybe the most valuable piece of advice received for you, either in life or business, real estate, whatever? It doesn't have to be recently or anything like that. Just something that you would love to share.
Well, what I would say in doing what we're doing, I've been working with a lot of families that are relocating, and it is a very stressful process.
Yeah.
To move away, to come to another place, to learn, to live life through a different lens. So worth it, so worth the risk.
Yeah.
But scary. So if I could help to kind of understand how do you close up things, still keep connected, and still be able to live life through a different lens and see the world through the people who live here. They're living differently than I did when I was back up in New York.
Right, exactly.
It's as busy as you want it to be or not as busy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You kind of can adjust. So I just think that it's a great idea to find somebody who has been through these similar experience and to reach out and to use them as, for support.
Definitely.
To be able to take, and I don't know if Thomas mentioned this, but Thomas and I formed a partnership, and our partnership is called Beach Life Leap. And we both really liked it because it really is. You're taking a jump and you're taking some risks.
I like that.
But you're never going to know unless you give it a try.
That's right. Yeah. No, not until you take the leap,
let
right?
us help you take the leap.
Absolutely. No, that's great. You mentioned a lot of family coming to visit and everything too. How do you balance your family life and all the demands that real estate does bring on it? What do you or you and Tom do to make sure that you keep that life balance?
The company really supports the family first, and Thomas and I have a partnership, so we are able to kind of usually divide things up. But when we're not, we know that we have you and other people on the team who would have our back just like we would have their back,
right.
So our customers would always be supported no matter what's happening in our lives. We'll make sure that they have the best and everything that they need. Yeah.
That's great. So if you could sum up your experience in real estate and coastal living in one word, what would that word be and why?
I would say for me it's freedom.
Okay.
I live on my own terms here. I am doing real estate because I love it. It's, if I would say it's a hobby for me, it is. Even when I'm not working with somebody actively, I'm still out looking, driving around, interested in learning more and more and more about the area, but it's on my terms.
Right.
And that's what I like about living here and doing what I'm doing, because it doesn't feel like a job. It feels like I have the freedom to do what I like to do every day.
That's great. That's wonderful. Well, thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for answering the questions and being willing to do it. Guys, this is Barbara Green with Carolina Coastal Group, and her and Tom work together. And
Beach Life Leap.
Got it. I got it. Love it. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for all your support.
Absolutely. Thanks.